Right, a 30-minute podcast to start now. I am the host, Johnny Allen. This is the Johnny Allen 30-minute podcast. It is Thursday, the 3rd of March, 2022. Like I said last week, I'm going to kind of follow up with what I did last week. Like I said 2 weeks ago, or actually last week, I was going to talk about the 70s and how great the 70s are and all that. And with everything that's been going on, I gotta just talk about it a little bit longer. It's very heartbreaking what's going on over there in Ukraine and in Russia. And I just don't know, guys. Comment below. It makes no sense. You guys know all the news. I'm just an ordinary guy watching what's going on. I've seen some interviews with some of the people over there, young ladies actually, talking about how, we need some help, save our country. I mean, air raiding civilians and stuff. This hasn't happened since World War II. It's never thought I'd see anything like this in my lifetime. You guys comment on anything you want to comment about. Again, I'm Johnny Allen. I'm an ordinary guy. I do an ordinary podcast for 30 minutes every Thursday, usually Thursdays. I was actually off from the day gig today. I had a physical, and it turned out pretty good for the most part, because I just had a birthday last, when was my birthday? It was February 28th, so it was last month. So it was Monday. It was actually Monday. I had a birthday on Monday. And I'm 58 years old now, hard to believe. And my good friend, my very good friend, Bill down the road, always sends me these custom-made, hand-drawn art. And check that out every year. Thank you, Bill, for the artwork. I save every one of these envelopes that he makes. And thanks again, Bill and Cheryl. I have very good neighbors around me. There's good people around me, good people in my life. And my life, for the most part, despite everything that's going on, I'm blessed with I live in the United States, and despite all the problems, I'm still blessed. And I thank God right now there's not missiles and rockets flying around here. Doesn't mean that it wouldn't ever happen. It could. And the thing about, my heart goes out to the people over there in Ukraine and Syria and these places that are bombed. Just think that you're a person in Ukraine and you're just living your everyday life. And all of a sudden, forces from the outside, one man decides he's going to take your home over. And he's going to use every might he can, all his military might he has, or part of it, or enough of it, or whatever. He's going to cause a big disturbance. And that's exactly what he's done. And I just don't understand the rationale of people. And I talk about it all the time. I don't understand how they think, how a lot of people think. And I'll go through a couple scenarios that just happened to me over the week. I just don't understand. Anyway, we have coffee, guys. And you know what? Last week I did this Black Rifle coffee. I'm doing it again. Black Rifle coffee. And today I got the, I do believe I got the Kroger brand still in there. I'm drinking out of the Black Rifle mug, but I think it's Kroger in the cup. And, I can't endorse CWE anymore, guys, because like I said, if CWE coffee is no longer in business, as far as I know. So Tim sold the business out, and and it's good. Tim's moving on to bigger and better things, and God be with him, and he's doing what he wants to do, which is good. Even in a coffee business, it's hard, especially when you're a small guy and starting off. But Tim had a successful business. But I think he just got he's changed direction. Changed direction. Guys, I'm a little kind of just tongue-tied more than normal on the podcast today. And the reason why is because I am very disturbed about what's going on over in Ukraine. Very disturbed. You see those images. It wasn't like, we're just going to go in a few troops. We may, whatever. First of all, it's wrong to begin with. Secondly, it's just wrong. Thirdly, it's just wrong. It's wrong all the way around. So just have your hearts and souls and in your prayers and everything and your thoughts with the people of Ukraine, the Ukrainians. It's unbelievable. I mean, you're just living your life, trying to get along, and somebody decides, well, I think this is the way things should be, and I'm going to do it no matter what. Even some of the poor Russian soldiers don't even know why they're there, don't want to be there. They get hurt, they're getting killed. They have no reason. They have no idea, no reason to be there. Like I said, just a handful of people, right? I talked about that last week. One man, handful of people that want to just jack up everything. Seriously, people, seriously, folks out there, if you're watching, what's your thoughts on that? 1 or 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, whatever. The dictators of the world, the leaders, the big kumbayas of the world, or not kumbayas, but the big honchos of the world. People causing all this destruction and chaos, and he's hurting his own people. He's hurting the people of Ukraine. At the end of the day, where does it get you? And like I said last week, you can't go back. Sometimes you can't go back, right? You can't go back. A lot of wrongs have been done to people throughout centuries. And we're supposed to learn from that and correct it. And that's not happening now. Like I said, repeating history, you see what history has done. You see what happened to Hitler and all that stuff. And I'm not a political podcast today, guys, but really what's going on in Ukraine is wrong. It's wrong. What I talk about is being a normal, basic, average human being, just trying to get along, just trying to survive. We just kind of coming out of this pandemic, trying to get our feet on the ground, and then you start a war. Well, it's great timing, I mean, really. I just don't understand any of that. I can go on for the next 20 minutes talking about how I just don't understand it. I won't, but I don't. I just don't understand it. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day out there. My birthday was pretty good. I'll go back to my birthday. Let's talk about something a little lighter. It felt pretty good to have, close friends and family. And oh yes, and I had a rehearsal with the Crossroads Saints on Saturday, the 26th. That's the first time me and the guys got together in a year and a half to play music. And I have to say, it went over pretty good. Pretty good. We actually made it through all the studio songs of the new record that we released last August. Crossroads Saints, man, rocking it out. And you know what? I haven't shown or done this for a while. And I tell you what, I don't know. He has run off. Barkin' Barney has ran off. He's gone. He must have got scared and took off. We'll have to bring Barkin' Barney back on. Anyway, I'm going to have a guest on. We're going to talk about this book right here, Discipling. And it was actually written by Stephen R. Harbaugh, which is a good friend of mine. We'll get him on the Zoom, and we will talk about that. And I tell you, I was going to try to have him on tonight, but this week had just gone by so fast. With everything going on, the week got away from me, man. I had so many things I had to schedule, get caught up on. Are you ever like that? Well, you got just like a long laundry list of things to do. It just seems like you're just, going down the road trying to get all this stuff done. And then you're trying to look at what's going on in the world and how it's going to affect you and how it's going to affect the people around you. And you're feeling sorry at the same time for the people that are really getting affected by that over there. My hat's off to those Ukrainian people, though. They're going to fight until they can't fight no more. You got to hand it to them. It's just unfair. And I know life is unfair, and I know a lot of bad things happen. But man, could we change it though? I mean, I talk about this all the time. We're supposed to be sophisticated, intelligent human beings. We're supposed to be beyond being savages. But we're not. We're not. Just think about that. We're not. We're savages with more sophisticated equipment to blow the world up about 5 times over. And that's another thing, too. He's kind of threatened the nuclear thing. Drop the nuclear bomb. No pun intended. You know, some people say drop the F-bomb. He's dropped the big nuclear bomb. Hopefully not for real, but he's threatening it. I mean, you know. So we're savages, and we're primitive, and we're stupid. You might as well go back 3,000, 4,000 years ago. Maybe we were more intelligent back then. I don't know. But we have not learned, and I say as the leaders of the world, not, you know, free world, but the world, we should be free all the way around. But anyway, the world, the Vladimir Putins of the world, still don't get it. Don't get it. Don't get it. You know, if I was a dictator, which I wouldn't be, or I was a leader or a president of a country, and I had all this sophisticated military machine to wipe out anything I wanted to wipe out, and if I was in charge of that, that would be scary for me. I wouldn't want to be in charge of all that. How could you live with yourself or be the person that put the ended everything, that as we know it, all life, the whole planet, the whole existence, a planet that took thousands of years to be created, to be put together, right? Saying that in a conservative form. If you look at the biblical form, you see the planet was created in what, 3 days? But anyway, that's a whole nother podcast. But anyway, it took a long time and a lot of effort for God to create all this. And for one person just to cause a domino effect to and the sad thing is we have the power to destroy it 5 times over. It's kind of scary. Think about it, you know. I try not to worry about it too much because it's out of my control. I'm just a simple guy. I try to survive and do the best I can. I try to stay low key. I try to stay out of the affair, out of that business. But I do feel sorry for these people. And like I said, we just got to pray for them, you know, and do what we can to try to help them, you know. I mean, you know, it's really weird. We have these rules when it comes to war. My rule is we shouldn't have war at all, but, you know, that's out the window, right? So when we get into a war, or we start a war, or we try to defend against a war, you know, we have these little rules. Like I'm thinking, you know, you could go over to Ukraine, you could get 15 F-22 Raptors, and game over. You know, well, you can't do that. You know, if you're the United States, you can't do that. Because if you do that, you're flying in you're declaring war on Russia. So we would be declaring war on Russia, and we don't want to declare war on Russia. You know, at least not right now. We really don't want to declare war on anybody. You know, we're a peaceful nation for the most part. I mean, but my point is, they have the rule that you can't do that, but yet, if they say you're Putin, you can just march in and take it over and blow innocent people up. And where's the rules? Where's the rules of engagement? Where's the rules of war? They're not following them. So, I mean, it's so, what's the word I'm trying to say? Hypocritical. It's so hypocritical. We can't go in with some nice aircraft to try to secure Ukraine's area to help them out. So, you know, we want you guys to stay out. You know, you're coming in here illegally. You're blowing innocent kindergartens and schools and killing innocent people and stuff. And we want to stop that because we're a believer in peace. And we want people to have a fair shot at life. You shouldn't be taking somebody's life. So we're going to stop this right now. But yet if we were to do that, then they would declare war on us. And then all of a sudden you get this big, huge, you know, possible nuclear thing going on. And there you go. So what do? You know, anyway, I'm glad I don't sit in that seat. I wouldn't have the president's job. I've mentioned this many times before. I would not want to be the president of any country. You couldn't pay me enough money. Couldn't pay me enough money to do that. Joe Biden has his hands full. God bless him. He's got his hands full. He does. I don't have the answers. I've read some forums. I don't have time to go over them today on my podcast. I won't. But I've read some scenarios by some really sophisticated journalists. And, what's the end game? What's the end game, right? What's the end? How do you end Putin's wars was one of the titles. And he listed 3 scenarios, and the last one looked kind of good, but none of them have any good outcome. None of them. It's just really, really strange. Comment below. Thanks again for joining me today. First time seeing my podcast. Hey, I appreciate a little like or subscribe. That'd be great. Don't have to if you don't want to, but it'd be nice if you did. Drinking coffee. If you guys drink coffee, get the coffee out. All right, little weather update. Like I said, I could talk about the Ukraine situation all day, but got to take a break for a little bit from it, right? It just got to take a break from all the weirdness and the hatred going on in the world. And that's plain and simple. Hatred. Evil. Hatred. You see these beautiful buildings just getting blown to smithereens. People walk with their cell phones. Hey, man, I'm playing them. Boom. Blowing up. It looks like Syria. I just don't understand it. And I feel sorry for the Syrians. The people from Syria. Any war-torn country like that. I've mentioned that many, many times before Putin decided to even go into Ukraine. I've talked about this long ago. It's just a sad, sad thing. I'm 58 years old. Never thought I'd see anything like this. I just hope it doesn't escalate too much, because when you get the whole world involved, and really the whole world's already kind of involved, most of them, you start getting the whole world involved, it's hard telling how bad it can get. And World War II was bad enough. And we were the only ones that had nukes back then, and the nukes wasn't like they are today. Now you got mega nukes by many, many countries. Very scary thing. But anyway, like I said, to get off that a little bit, on a little lighter note, change the subject for a second. Oh my gosh, I'm in the Midwest of the U.S. of A., and our weather's kind of wacky. It's that time of year. It's March, and things start changing. The seasons start changing and everything. Yesterday it was 68 degrees, and today it's 32 and snowing a little bit. Yesterday it was sunny and 68, and then today it's snowing and flurries, nothing big, but cold. Tomorrow supposed to get back up to 60 something. The weekend 71 Saturday, and possible thunderstorms, and then cold again on Monday, Tuesday. Possible flurries, and then warm back up again. It's just this. It's kind of the way the world is. It's just this up and down roller coaster ride, a big old roller coaster ride. That's all this is, right? It'd be nice if the world would just either do this, or even do this. Go higher places. Go better places. The only thing I got to say about, like I said, I'm not a big government guy. I'm not a political podcast. I'm just what I do here is just an average guy. I talk for 30 minutes about everyday life situations, and what's going on in Ukraine is an everyday life situation now, right? It is. Argue with me if it's not. It's happening. And I think it surprised everybody that it's gotten as bad as it's gotten. I don't think that even the Ukrainian people thought, well, Russia may not come over. Or they may come over a little bit, shoot a couple rifles, and then hop back over. No, this is full-blown assault. I mean, mega assault. Like, really bad. Yeah, real bad. It's disgusting and bad and worse than all wrapped up in one, I have no other words to say but that. It's just terrible. That's all I can say. And senseless. Waste of money, waste of life, waste of everything. And the thing is, if I was like, say, President Putin, now he's got a big target on his back, kind of. And no one wants to deal with him, right? He's kind of ruined everything. He's kind of effed it up. I mean, I'm going to tell you, he has. He could have been sitting in the driver's seat, though, because he could have negotiated with Ukraine. He could have says, hey, we're not going to take you over or anything. We're going to pull these troops off. And he could have said, I'm going to be honest, I was thinking about, and these are the reasons X, Y, and Z why I wanted to bring Ukraine back into the Union. Into the old Russia, part of old Russia, and we're all kumbaya and we're brothers and we're together, and I wanted the control of it. But what he should have thought about, he should have said, if I was him, right, I would have just said, I'm gonna back the troops off. We're not gonna do that. It was my mistake. I was not thinking straight. I'm going to back them off, but I want to talk to you guys, okay? Can we have some kind of agreement, X, Y, and Z, sit down with them, sit down with the leadership, and say, okay, I'm going to recognize this separate, do your own thing, but I'd like to have X, Y, and Z. Can we negotiate that? And I bet you it would have happened. And everybody would have been great. Everything would have been fine. People just don't think, even like I said last week, even powerful people like about Vladimir Putin, someone of his, stature, I just don't understand the rationale. Doesn't make sense. You look at him as a very intelligent, I'm sure he is a very intelligent, smart person. But yet on one side of it, dumber than a box of rocks. Because why would you get yourself involved in that quagmire, which is what's going to be, and put up in blackball yourself? Why would you do that? I don't know. But there again, guys, I'm just a simple dude living a simple life, and I'm very much okay with it. I just want to live my simple life in peace. I just want to live my simple life. And I did my biggest thing and my biggest prayer and my biggest wish and hope is that everybody in the world could just live a simple life. Okay, I'm going to back up and go local here now. Not local as in the Mexican loco like crazy, but I'm going to talk about what's happening locally here at home. Because a lot of people are loco to my Hispanic brothers and sisters, which I get along with everybody, man. I got friends at work that are from Russia that I get along with. African American people I get along with. Asian American people I get along with. Hispanic people I get along with. Hispanic Americans, if that's what you want to call them. Indians. Men, women, gay people. I mean, I get along with everybody. When they're nice to me, I'm nice to them. We have a conversation. The bottom line is if someone is evil, I don't care who you are, you're evil, you're evil. You can't even communicate with them, right? They got something wrong. Something wrong. And if that was gone, which I hope one day it will be, and one day it should be, the world's going to be in such a better place. Because when you get right down to it, everybody kind of wants the same things. They want anybody that's working with a good mind wants the same thing. They like to have some good food in their belly, a nice, decent roof over their head, and they want peace and quiet and left alone and tranquility. And maybe go out have a little entertainment once in a while. Maybe go bowling or whatever it is you do. Play golf, whatever it is you do. Drive cars, whatever it is you do. They just don't want to be messed with. They don't want to go to a McDonald's and get some food and have a risk of being shot. They don't want to go someplace and worry about somebody robbing them or doing this or doing that. You guys get the story. I go over this every time. I sound like a broken record or Timex sometimes, but it's true. It just gets on my nerves. You're sitting in your country, your homeland, and then you're getting bombed. It's just, really. Like I said, I can go on and on. I almost have. Got 6 minutes left on the 30-minute podcast. But comment below on anything I'm talking about, guys. If you guys just want to say a prayer for the Ukraine people, comment below. Praying for Ukraine. Really, we gotta try to make this place a better place, the world. But anyway, where I was going with this is I was saying local and how people think. So the other day, I got 2 classic cars. Well, one especially, and it's an older car. It's put away. And then I have a 2006. I have a 2006 Mustang. I have a couple Mustangs. Okay. Well, anyway, I was out there on the nice day, which was yesterday, right? Yeah. Or the day before. 2 nice days in a row. This one it snowed. Got the car cleaned, get all the salt off and everything because I drive it every day. Anyway, I'm out there polishing the car, right? I want to share the story with you because this is where I'm getting at. I'm out there just polishing the car, minding my own business, just doing my thing, living life, trying to be happy and all that good stuff. I have 2 neighbors walking, one female, one male, a man and woman, married, have 2 little kids, babies actually. Don't know who they are. Never seen them before in the neighborhood. Look like nice enough people. But, it's a nice day and they're out walking. That's cool. And I just kind of wave and I'm polishing the car, whatever. Getting the water spots off. So the young man, the husband, stops me and says, you must like Mustangs. And okay, I said, yeah, I'm kind of a fan of them, and try to take care of them, and I said, it's a, beautiful day out, just he opened up a conversation. So I'm contributing. And then he stops or his next comment is, well, they're not good in the snow though. And that kind of attitude. Well, they're not good in the snow. That's what he said. I said, well, no, not really. They're not too good in the snow. They're not really designed to drive through snow. I said, especially the old one, it doesn't touch the snow. But I did tell him, but I said, but my '06, actually, believe it or not, since he brought it up, I said, believe it or not, it's actually not too bad in snow. Believe it or not, if you put a lot of weight in the trunk, and mine's a 5-speed on the floor, and it's got traction control. I said, if you take it easy, it's not too bad in the snow. Well, he looked at me kind of dumbfounded. I said, no, don't get me wrong. It's not a 4-wheel drive. It's not this big old truck or Jeep with, 4-wheel drive with big old, snow tires and stuff on, mud tires and you can blast through it. I've had those vehicles. You could blast right through snow drifts and everything. I said, don't get me wrong. It's not that. But if you got an inch or two, even 3 inches, you can, I've driven through it. You can get through it with the proper weight on the back and the proper driving skills and all that. And he just looked at me dumbfounded. And he didn't know what to say for a minute. And then he goes, well, again, I'm just making conversation with him. And he goes, well, I got an uncle that owns 5 of them, and they're just not good in the snow. I know they're not good in the snow. I said, yeah. And again, I said, well, yeah, they're not 4-wheel drive, but this one, if as long as it's not too bad, you can get through it, But they're definitely not snowmobiles, quote unquote snowmobiles. And I said, well, you guys said it's a beautiful day out again. I said, you guys enjoy your walk. He just walked on, didn't say nothing, Well, the reason why I bring this story up because it just strikes me. Human beings amaze me anyway. They amaze me. If I'm this guy that, made a comment about my cars, number one, I don't say anything. I just walk by. Don't have to say anything. No comment. Number two, if I was going to bring it up about the Mustangs, they're not real great in snow. I would say, well, they're not real great in snow, but hey, they're nice cars. You like them. That's cool. Hey, have a nice day. Walk on. If you even wanted to bring up the topic of they're not very good in snow. Or number three, just say, hey, it's a beautiful day to be polishing your cars. We'll see you. Have a nice day. Simple as that. Either say nothing. If you make a comment, make it positive. And number three, if you make a comment, make it positive, right? You got to make it positive. End it in a positive note. Why would you just stop somebody that's mind your own business and just say the negative connotation? And obviously my cars are pretty nice. They're decent looking cars. They're not bad at all. Why would you just say, they're not good in snow and that's it? He did ask me how old the car was in my garage. And I told him 50 years old. That was it, just walked on. And I got to thinking about that for a while. I got thinking, why would somebody do that? Comment below and let me know what you think, guys. Why would somebody say something like that? And I'm thinking, deep down inside, it must be just envy, right? It's something about some people, and I encounter it all the time, that feel like they just have to either one-up you or just, not even one-up you, but just try to squash you somehow. Take pleasure in destroying your joy. And that's what Putin's doing to Ukrainian people. He's taking pleasure in destroying their joy. But not only is he taking pleasure in destroying their joy, he's taking pleasure in destroying his own people's joy. So it doesn't matter if you're way up there in the high hierarchy or the hierarchy or the high, whatever you want to call it. I'm losing the name of what it is, but you guys know the hierarchy, not anarchy, he's anarchist, but Anyway, person way up here that's ruling, or the little guy walking down the street with his little kids and his wife, Wife didn't say nothing, just smiled and waved. Kind of looked at her husband kind of funny, like, wonder why he said that. It doesn't matter, right? You always have that guy. Or that. When I say guy, I mean, it could be female too. Male or female. You always have that one, Now, most of the time, I'll say I encounter, it used to be a 50-50 split between negative people and positive people. But anymore, I'm getting, and this is a good sign, I'm getting more positive feedback from people when I do encounter them or talk to them or whatever. you get more of a positive vibe. Anyway, I got to leave today with that. Thanks again for stopping by, guys. I know it's not much, but I just had to, I was going to talk about the 70s, and I will. But what's happening over in Ukraine is just really bothering me, and I had to talk about it again. And like I said, anything I'm talking about today, comment below. You know, I guess the bottom line of my podcast today, at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say here, guys, is you got good and you got evil, right? There's no doubt you got good and you got evil. There's no doubt. And you got these people that are kind of stuck in between. They don't know which way to go. Anyway, the good Lord willing, and I mean, I really mean that sincerely, the good Lord willing, I will see you next week on the Johnny Allen 30-minute podcast. Adios. And be safe out there, guys. Pray for Ukraine. They need it.